Hello, Stephen Andrew, State Member for Moranni, and I'd like to have another candid talk with the people of Queensland prior to the up and coming election. I would like to talk about debt and transparency today, and the way the Crossbench has a role in that and can have a role in that in future if the Crossbench is big enough to hold the balance of power. And the balance of power with the Crossbench, that means that if Labor and LNP both come up with pretty much the same numbers and they need to go to the Crossbench, people like myself, KAP, whoever else is in there at that time in the next election, to be able to get the numbers to form government. Now, that's a very interesting quandary, because what happens is that means that that particular major party doesn't have the last say in the way that they deliver legislation and the way that they deliver governance to the state. They have to come to us as the Crossbench members to be able to vote on which way that should go, which is the most clinical way that gives fairness and balance to all the communities, all the people of Queensland, to have their say through us, the Crossbench, on what is the most fairest outcome, what is the most balanced outcome, and what gives us the opportunity to be able to change what would take them, or they would have complete power of. We then have a say in how that legislation or how those laws are actually formed and delivered here in Queensland. Extremely important in times like we have now, because of the fact that, you know, we do have a large global agenda pushing into our state and our country. And I spoke about this just recently. It is a big concern of mine. A lot of the legislation that's coming into our country is being rinsed and repeated from other overseas countries. We see that coming through, Scotland, England, all these places. We're following that suit. What I say, and what I say to the people of Queensland, you need to have a backup plan. The backup plan is us, the Crossbench. And the reason we say that is because we will listen to you. We won't take the arrogance of the full power of one of the major parties. What we'll do is go back and weigh it up. Now, it's all good. It's fine being part of a global community. But we have to redefine the nature of our association as far as becoming that part of that community. It's on our terms, not on the people that sign away our rights and our freedoms, that don't go to the people and ask in referendum or don't consult. I just go back, I asked a question from 2018. We asked how many RIS, or, you know, regulatory impact statements have been put towards bills in Parliament. Now, it's apparently less than 7%. Now, it was very convenient for the government to tell me in that question, oh, we don't keep data on that. Now, I've asked, and I will be asking in this next estimates, where was the regulatory impact statement? They give you a bill or a shell of a bill that's going to be filled up with regulation after it's been introduced. So we don't know what the regulatory impact is, or that the whole situation is to the people of Queensland. This comes back to transparency. We always need transparency, and that's what a Crossbench would give the Queensland State Parliament. Unicameral Parliament, no upper house. The only buffer between the people and the actual major parties, as I said, and I'll keep telling you, is the Crossbench. Crossbench with the balance of power, you get your say. Crossbench with the balance of power gives you options to come to us and change what needs to be changed so that that law is fit for purpose, it's balanced, it gives fairness to all the people in the community, not just one sector. It gives you the opportunity to have a look and see what's actually, you know, what we can do to make it the right bill or the right laws for the state. And that goes back into your hands, because unlike major parties, minor parties like myself, I swore an oath to the people. I keep it. If you have a look at the major party structure, you cross the floor in some cases, you get disendorsed. Now, that's just happened federally. This isn't just scare tactics or scaremongering. These are facts. And just recently in the federal parliament, a new party was born out of the fact that someone crossed the floor. They didn't agree with their party politics. They didn't agree with the faceless men who run the parties behind the scenes, and they walked away to vote for what was right or for what their conscience was at that time, which resulted in disendorsement. Minor parties, crossbench, don't get disendorsed because the people put them there to keep the rest of the whole thing in balance and in line. We need to realise that this next election in 2024, you have the option to make this happen. Find out who your candidate is, make sure they stand up for who you are and who your community is. Make sure they look out for the fact that their autonomy and the people's autonomy they represent is more important than party politics. And that will give you the only way to achieve full fairness and balance in a unicameral parliament like Queensland. So this is what I want you to understand. This is the way that we're going, and this is the way we want to tell the people what to do. Your choice is always your choice. Your candidate, what they represent, who they stand for, what they stand for as far as the way we're going global, how we're doing what we're doing, cost of living, crime, roads. There's a whole stack of things we all want to change, but it's difficult to change that when you've got a full party just looking after and sandbagging their own seats rather than treating all of Queensland fairly and making sure that the actual parcel of money, part of the coffers, gets evenly divided throughout the whole state to make the whole state lucrative and a better place to live. Thank you for watching.